What's up? What's going on, everybody out there? It's me. It's James Espinosa. Haven't had a chance to do one of these live videos. Last week I was feeling sick, a little bit under the weather while I was watching the Cowboys get trounced by the Panthers. It was not because the Panthers embarrassed the Cowboys. No, no, no. I just literally could not go. It was one of those situations where if I was to go on air, it wouldn't have sounded great. It would have probably been a little bit, like, what are you doing? But hey, I'm here this week, and the Cowboys have a big time victory right now that just went down right in front of us. 44-22, Cowboys over the Washington Commanders. The Cowboys with the win. They moved to 3-3-1 on the season. Washington, on the other hand, 3-4 now on the year. The Cowboys, look, this was about as dominating of a win as you could possibly imagine for Dallas. They came out of the blocks hot on offense. You look at what the Cowboys were able to do at the start of the game offensively. Dak hits Pickens deep already. Pass interference drawn in the end zone. Pickens, one of the best at drawing pass interferences. We've seen it all season long. But before that, you had a hard Javonte Williams run on second down. You had a CD catch over the middle. And then after the Pickens interference drawn, that's when Javonte gets into the end zone for his sixth of the season. That drive was 5 plays for 66 yards. And I did note on that drive, what an offensive start. Williams hard running, CD making himself known, and then GP doing what he does, adding some heavy stress on those DBs and drawing that pass interference. I loved how the Cowboys came out with an attacking mindset on offense. Now that CD's back, Pickens, of course, in the fold, and Jake Ferguson doing his damn thing. Cowboys do come up with the victory 44-22. It's the Cowboys post-game show. Like all this stuff, this will just be a few quick minutes. If you have any comments, get them in on the chat. I want you guys to react to this. Defense did start a little bit shaky. I'm not going to lie. Washington's first possession, they moved the ball pretty well down the field. Zach Ertz with a wide open touchdown, kind of snuck behind those linebackers, wide open in the end zone at the goal line. Shamar James was on coverage. Defense did get shredded on that play, but the Commanders do go for 2 points, and Deron Bland ends up with a big tackle on that one. Cowboys then had an Aubrey field goal from 47 yards to make it 10-8 in the first. Then later on in the first quarter, it was a one-play touchdown drive. CeeDee Lamb over the middle for 74 yards, which put Dallas up 17-8 at that time. That is how the first quarter ended, 17-8. Cowboys then get the mega leg of Brandon Aubrey from 61 yards for his fifth career 60-yard field goal. Only kicker, amazing stat, only kicker in NFL history to have that many from 60 plus. Puts the Cowboys up 20-8 with 7:22 in the second quarter. Commanders answer back with a Jaden Daniels touchdown, 20-15. Then the Cowboys, they answer right back themselves. They go 79 yards in 21 seconds right before the half. It's Dak. He hits Ferguson on a rope on first and goal. Dallas takes a 12-point lead into halftime. There was a deep shot to Pickens on the sideline that was complete for 44 yards. Lattimore on coverage. He had a hell of a time trying to cover these receivers for Dallas. You had a huge run from Javonte for 33 yards, which put Dallas at the 2. Then Ferguson gets his first touchdown reception of the game. Dak and the Cowboys right there with minimal time to spare. They started the drive with 40 seconds left till the half, had 2 timeouts, and they go down there 79 yards in 21 seconds for the touchdown. At the half, it's 27-15 Cowboys. Then the Cowboys open up the second half. Shamar James sack fumble. Daniels gets hurt. He leaves. That leads to a Cowboys touchdown. The second one from Jake Ferguson in the flats. Beautiful little play action to Williams. Dak rolls, hits Ferguson. It's 34-15. And from that point forward, the game was pretty much over. Aubrey added another field goal. You had the Deron Bland pick 6, which was his first interception of the season. Great to see. Cowboys brought tons of pressure on Mariota. Osa was back in there. A bevy of guys were back in there. And Mariota, what was he doing on that throw? He threw it late. He threw it underneath his receiver, and Deron Bland just ran right underneath the other way for a house call, 41-15 Cowboys. And that's pretty much it. Washington gets another touchdown late. Clowney and James Houston got a duo sack. Overall, when the defense plays competent, this team, I feel, can be pretty dangerous in the NFL. It's amazing what you see when the Cowboys can just have an average defensive performance. A performance like this where they're getting takeaways, where they're forcing punts, where they're standing up to the challenge, albeit Washington was down their top three receivers. You're down Debo, you're down Scary Terry, you're down Noah Brown. Things weren't great for Jaden Daniels in that regard to start the game, but the Cowboys defense still came out. They still manned up, and you saw a lot of man coverage, like the stats showed on Fox earlier. They played about 43% of the game in man coverage, their highest percentage of man coverage played all season, and I thought it showed, man. You had tighter windows, as Brady was pointing out, all throughout the coverage. You had, there just wasn't a lot of cushion. There was a lot more pressure, a lot more intensity. Eberflus was bringing five-man pressures. They were getting there, and they started to finish sacks later on in the game. Now, when you get just a sliver of competence from the defense, paired with the number one offense in the NFL, can this team be dangerous in the NFC? I don't know. It's going to be interesting if they can continue to get a defensive effort like the way they got today, because you're looking at the NFC right now after today's play, right? Eagles are 5-2. Okay, I get it. They're 5-2. Dallas is 3-1. They're behind the Eagles. Dallas is currently in second place in the NFC East. Packers 4-1 as we speak. Detroit 4-2 pending tomorrow. Chicago 4-2. Tampa 5-1. Atlanta 3-2. Carolina 4-3. Rams 5-2. San Francisco 4-2. Seattle 4-2. So yeah, the Cowboys are on the outside looking in, obviously, but they're still hanging around and they're still making things quite interesting. Lamb, Pickens, and Ferguson. Is this the best trio in the NFL? I kid you not. Is this the best trio in the NFL when it comes to the ultimate compliments to Dak Prescott? CeeDee Lamb's return today. 5 receptions, 110 yards, 1 tud for 74 yards, average 22 per catch on 8 targets. Pickens, 4 for 82, 20.5 average. 44 was his long, and he had 6 targets. And then Ferguson, 7 for 29, 2 touchdowns. 15 was his long. He was targeted 7 times. Those big 3 right there for Dallas. Are they the best trio in the league? Honestly, are they? Name me another trio that's pretty complimentary. Now, I know there's a few of them out there, of course, but are they the best trio? Could they be the best trio? Are they now the best trio? That's something that I want you guys to ponder out there. Lamb, Pickens, Ferguson, possibly the best trio in the NFL for my taking. Get your comments in here. Cowboys with a big-time 44-22 victory over the Commanders. It's the Cowboys postgame show with yours truly, James Espinosa, hanging out with you. I'm the host of the Sunday Sports Rush. I'm on the MIC Sports Network as well. Appreciate you guys for all the support that y'all guys have shown me over the years while I broadcast here in Corpus Christi and the Coastal Bend. Comments on the game. Let me know your thoughts on the Cowboys' big 44-22 victory. We have Aaron in here. Shout out to my guy, Aaron. Aaron says, great dub against the Commandos. Yeah. Anytime you can get a divisional victory, it's always a great day. Always a great day. And the way the Cowboys did it too. This thing was not really close. The Cowboys scored 17 points in the first, 10 in the second, 14 in the third to really put things away. It was not close. It was 41-22 entering the fourth quarter. That is dominating. That is an ass kicking. And Dak Prescott, as the quarterback of the Cowboys, continues to own the Washington Commanders, continues to own the NFC East historically when it comes to wins and losses as a quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. That's just facts. You can argue with a brick wall if you want to dispute that with me, but the numbers are there. Numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. Another kick-ass performance from Dak today. Prescott, looking at his final total, I thought he played pretty efficient. Big-time throws, was only sacked once, had a quarterback rating of 130.4, 21 of 30, 264, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Prescott averaged 8.8 on his passes. Prescott, once again, continuing to show an all-pro level quarterback play, some elite play from Dak. And now that Lamb is back in the fold, you saw what could happen. You see the danger that is the Cowboys offense. And if they could only get this defense to perform a little bit more consistently, this thing could make a little bit more noise than I think we're willing to admit. More comments coming in. Antonio says, loving the new changes Dallas Cowboys did to win this game. Yeah, you're right about that, Antonio. I mentioned it already. Playing more man in the defense, allowing the cornerbacks to press, allowing them to travel with their guys and just force tighter windows, force some more accurate throws, not give up the soft cushion like they had been doing. You hardly saw any Commanders find a soft spot in that defense. Everything was pretty much covered up. There were some moments where the Cowboys had some lapses. Of course they are. They are what they are. They're ranked dead last in the NFL. But today was a big step forward, and hopefully Matt Eberflus, defensive coordinator, can realize we need to play more man to complement the skill set of the players that we have. This is without Trayvon Diggs as well. Out for a concussion, got injured at home apparently. Who knows what happened with that? Hopefully nothing crazy comes out. Hopefully it was just a simple accident. But the Cowboys 44-22, I agree with you, Antonio. Some great changes, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Steven's in here. What's up, Steven? Steven comments, another MVP performance by Dak Prescott. Lamb and Pickens continue to wow the league, and kudos to the defense stepping up today. Good win. Yeah, good win. All those points well taken. The trio of Lamb, the trio of Pickens, Ferguson, one of the most dangerous trios in the entire NFL. And then, of course, look at Javonte Williams. Look at that big 33-yard run he had. Had several pretty, efficient runs, physical contact, put his helmet in your chest. Like Brady said, he's going to run through your face mask or run through your chest plate. He's a dynamic physical runner, a lot of bounce cuts. Loved what you saw out of him. He had 19 for 116 and a touchdown. His longest, of course, was that 33-yard run that set up a touchdown right before the half for Dallas. Defensively for the Cowboys, they were able to put up 4 sacks today. Kenneth Murray had one. Shamar James had one. Jadeveon Clowney had one. And the rookie finally got on the board, ladies and gentlemen. Donovan Ezeraku late in the game with 1 sack. Cowboys were able to hit the quarterback 6 total times. Defensive touchdown from Deron Bland on the pick 6 was beautiful and lovely. There's not a lot to take away other than it was a little bit of a slow start for the defense. They were getting gashed on the run by what's his name? Merritt. Oh my God. Y'all know I'm talking about the Bill, the young rookie from the Commanders. He was kind of doing a little bit of work. And then Daniels, of course, with his legs, did a little bit of damage. But Washington being out with their top 3 receivers really hampered them, and it was to the Cowboys' benefit, obviously. So the Cowboys, 44-22 over the Washington Commanders. Let's see. As I mentioned, the return of CD was paramount. That can definitely ignite even more what the Cowboys can do. When you look at what the Cowboys have coming up, so the Cowboys 44-22 over the Commanders. When you look at what the Cowboys can do, they are at the Broncos next weekend at 3:25 on CBS. The Broncos, they were in a crazy-ass game with the New York Giants where they won 33-22. They came back from what I believe was if I'm looking at the score correctly, they came back from a 26-8 deficit. So they're going to be riding a high going into the game next week in Denver. Denver's 5-2. That's going to be a tough challenge for Dallas on the road, but we'll focus on that one when we get there next week. If you have any more comments, get them in. Only going to go a couple of more minutes on the post-game show. Cowboys were able to be effective against Jaden Daniels when he was in the game. Daniels was only 12 of 22 for 156. Thought they did well on him, sacked him twice. Mariota, 4 of 10 when he was in. Didn't really do much through that horrible interception. I love looking at the team stats. Let's go ahead and do that. What did the Cowboys do on third down? Well, as an offense, they were 6 of 12, so 50%. Defensively, they held Washington to 7 of 16, which is outstanding work. Only gave up 341 yards, only 5.3 yards per play, 205 passing, 136 rushing 4.9 per rush is not that great, but still, like I mentioned, they did enough to get it done. Washington was 3 for 3 in the red zone, so that is something you want to clean up in the red zone defense. But the Cowboys on offense were 3 for 4 in the red zone, so that's a positive right there. Dallas did have 10 penalties for 79 yards. Dallas won the time of possession 31 minutes to 28 to Washington. Cowboys clean football, no turnovers, nothing. Meanwhile, the defense took the ball away twice. A fumble. It was a strip sack fumble from Shamar James, recovered by Jadeveon Clowney. Then, of course, the pick six from Deron Bland. Last one in here. I know Sam typed in here, and it's a really long message, Sam, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of skim through it. But this is what my good friend Sam has to say. Sam says, Dak continues to play at an MVP caliber level, commanding the offense with precision, poise, and confidence. Cowboys offense looked explosive. Yeah, they did, with a perfect balance between air and ground game. Excellent points right there. Sam also goes on to say Lamb and Pickens continue to show they can coexist and thrive together. Agreed. Dynamic 1-2 punch. Yes. Chemistry with Dak was on full display. Absolutely. And Williams continues to impress, showing burst balance and the ability to break tackles. All right, Sam gives credit to the defense, highlighting some big moments. Deron Bland, one of the biggest plays with a pick six that sealed the win. Clowney with a strong showing. Yes, he did. And he does say the defense needs work. Showed flashes of dominance, but still needs work. And overall, the Cowboys are clicking on offense and finding ways to close games defensively. But if they want to make a deep playoff run, defensive consistency will need to match the offense's elite energy. Sam, I tried to paraphrase that as best as I could, man, but I appreciate the very well in-depth take that you have right now in the chat. You always come correct with the take, Sam. Thank you so much for getting in. And all points, of course, well said. And yeah, Cowboys still need work on defense. Don't think that this is done. Don't think that the Cowboys are done putting up duds. There will be more duds this season. There will be more performances like Carolina this season. There just will be. This defense is not that great. They had a great game plan today. They did well. They did their thing, but you need consistency, as Sam said. You need this week after week. It can't be the Jets game, then the Panthers game, then the Commanders game. You need consistency. This is still a team that is liable to get shredded for 400 plus total yards per game. I mean, that's just what they've been so far through a 7-game sample size. So I'm encouraged by what I saw by the defense today, but I'm not hopeful that it can be sustained for the rest of the season. I do think there still will be some duds. I do think the offense will still be elite, though. As long as number 4 is back there running the quarterback position with those trio of Lamb, Ferguson, and Pickens, I think the Cowboys offense, along with Javonte Williams, looks pretty damn unstoppable right now. And that will win you some games in this league. So that's going to pretty much wrap it up right there. I appreciate y'all guys getting in here. Going to go ahead and chill for the rest of the night. It's Cowboys 44, Commanders 22, a big-time divisional victory over those Washington Commanders. Cowboys are now 3-1. Washington is 3-4. The Cowboys are in second place in the NFC East. Second place. Are you believing a little bit? Are we believing a little bit? Just when you think I'm out, they pull me right back in. This damn team, man. Oh my God, this damn team. Last week I was in the dumps. Last week I was saying this is the worst team I've ever seen in my life, and it still might be the worst defense I've ever seen. But they pull you back in with a big divisional win like the way they did today. And now you have to go on the road. You have to go to Denver. Mile High. Crazy-ass crowd. We know what that could be like. The Cowboys have struggled in Denver before. They have struggled in Denver before as a franchise. Going to have to go there next week against a 5-2 team who just pulled one out of their ass against the Giants coming back from 26-8. So Cowboys offense versus Denver defense, that's going to be pretty damn exciting next week. That's going to be a heavyweight slugfest. I'm excited for that matchup. All right, Cowboys 44, Commanders 22. Make sure to give me a follow on all my social media platforms. You can search Sir Edward James on pretty much anything, Instagram, X, TikTok, YouTube. Find me, Sports Rush Media. Of course, right here you see me branding MIC Sports Network. You can give that a follow as well. We're covering all of Coastal Bend High School football. We're going to do baseball and softball in the spring. We dropped our magazine this fall. You could see it right there, right above my shoulder. Where's it at? Right there. Got it framed up. looking nice, the magazine. So we're proud of our work with MIC Sports Network. But guys, I got to go. It's a Cowboys win. Celebrate the wins. Don't ever apologize for the wins. Cowboys are 3-1. Are you starting to believe? I just might be. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Un poquito. Just a little bit. All right. Cowboys 4-4, Commanders 22. I'll catch y'all guys later on. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Enjoy your Cowboys Sunday and enjoy your Victory Monday. I'll talk to you guys next week.